Often I forget to film here, but I guess today I just make a short video. I'm sorting out things which go to garbage and things which are still useful, and metal pieces already put behind bigger ones, and same time I'm waiting for sun, which is right now, so I can see which branch shows me the shadow here on the solar panel. And I guess I need to cut down this branch as well. I already cut down the big one here and brought it to the end. This is the third batch already of branches. One I cut down from up there, which was all over the solar panel here. In winter sun is lower, so it doesn't block the sun. The branch is high up, but as summer sun goes high up, then this big part of a tree began to block the solar panel. So I'm making sure it's clear. Here I haven't finished cutting yet because it's hard to reach and I need to take a little break, so I cut it from below so it wouldn't split till the end here, and cutting also from top. And while I'm taking a break, same time I'm sorting out these materials to throw away, not to have a total mess here in the garden. I guess my nose is red from moving rocks from construction site yesterday, but I'm feeling great. So it was very nice exercise, even though bones were hurting later, but now I'm okay already again. Oh, rain from clear sky, so I got to hurry up. Here is one thing which I regret now, that I thrown out bigger boxes from ice cream, and now I need them to sort some smaller screws and pieces which would fall out from a grid here. And here as well I have some collected, so over the 2 years that I've been here in the garden. This bucket I'm testing if it has any holes in it, so I can use it for washing some dirtier things, not to use a good bucket which I'm mostly delivering water with for washing clothes and don't want to get dirty. So, you know, every bucket, everything is counted for here, except this one. This one goes out because it's rusted through. I can see this is garbage. Yeah, I'm gonna throw out the stuff which I don't need. Little bit it did pull a stripe down here, but not too bad. It gonna heal. The bottom cut helped to save it splitting completely, and this I'm gonna cut into pieces and bring to the end of the garden, where all this plant material is degrading there into nutrient soil. So now I have no more. I still have something. Yeah, what is this? Okay, this one is also, yeah, making shadow. This has to go and this small branch has to go, so I have completely clear sun on the solar panel. Doesn't look nice right now, but it's gonna grow back very fast. Like here, like 2 months ago I cut it. I made a huge pruning branches. Now it's already full here again, so that's the work I have to do from time to time to cut back the plants here. Now finally I have completely clear for a sun here. What do you think? If I stick it to the ground, is it going to grow? So I pushed it about 10-20 centimeters into the soil, and as it's still alive, it may push out the roots, but very likely not. Especially when all these herbs are taking water around away from it, from the soil. This is the resting place of cut down and rooted out vegetation. It was 2 years ago when I cut down all the jungle here, which is up to a cliff there. You see the very first video how I pulled it back with a huge cable and a big construction truck, because all this was covered with the jungle. So it was up to here and up so high, even I trampled on it, it was all full. Now it's all reduced. In 2 years it goes to and I added, of course, later on by pruning and cutting down some plants more. So this is resting place which I don't need so much anymore. I can leave it just the end corner to drop some new cut down vegetation, and here I could build a place for all these materials which I don't need right now, but one day may need. So instead of buying, I could sort out pieces of metal or plastic or wood or whatever else. But here I built some steps which are now degraded already to see over the fence, the ocean, and here was 2 nice plants were just making nice shadow, which I was cutting down regularly, shorter, but one died, so I would like to have another one here. But while I haven't been watching the ocean very often, so it grows into the vegetation incredibly fast. So I even need to clear up my walkway like in a jungle. So these are the plants which make very nasty small sharp hooks all over the clothes and the socks, as I'm usually walking in garden with home slippers. Then I don't want to spend half an hour cleaning after my clothes from these hooks. Everything grows even in the cliffside, in the places wherever roots can attach themselves. So now I can't see anymore, so time to cut back to see the ocean, and hopefully another plant will grow, or I let it grow, chosen from something here. You see, there is never time in the garden then you think there's nothing to do. Which is good, I'm repeating it often. I said, well, I wouldn't do that and I will become lazy and fat, so I take it only as a positive that I'm forced to do and move myself, which is exactly what a body is supposed to do in our evolution. Need to move often and more, a lot. Here I go, stuff which could be useful, instead of sometimes looking for a piece of metal and tools to cut it and wasting time to cut it. You can find just the right shape of metal to get the job done, because in garden it doesn't have to be perfect, it has to just function properly. Whatever I do, whatever I repair here. And here is the stuff which not useful anymore, rusted. And back in the Soviet times, when I lived in Soviet Russia, these engines, if it didn't work anymore, we usually screwed it out, all pieces, to get every screw, every piece of thing which could be useful in other places, other things to repair. So here I don't have anything like technology, so I don't waste time on screwing into pieces the motors. I don't have even proper electric home appliances. Only thing I do is power stations and things like shaving machine and water boiler, but not like washing machine or dishwasher or things like that, which would be possible to repair at home. So I don't need to worry about the tiny screws, you know. One it's my experience, not only theory, that I lived with a woman in France and in Nice, just a friend of mine. We weren't like a couple, but I helped her and she helped me with a place to stay, and just one tiny screw, she thinks like, okay, it's worthless, threw away. And after, well, I was repairing washing machine, and after you have to run in shops and find one screw, and they don't sell it. They sell the screw, which is very specific screw you don't find in regular shop. They sell it together with the entire piece. They don't sell the single screw which holds together the thing, not to water not to get into a piece. So, you know, and this is not only my experience, my friends as well say that the wives thrown out some things, and after they've been wasting months and ordering on internet, or back in time they didn't have internet, but ordering in special shops to get a tiny piece which their wife was thinking that, oh, it's useless, it's so tiny, you can always buy it. And after you mess around, instead of having 5-minute reparation, you spend a month having a little 5-minute break before work on the internet on my projects. Yeah, recently a friend of mine told me that he couldn't find a cable for a printer, and he needed it urgently, so he went to a shop and bought it, like 30 euros something. And later he found 2 of his cables stuck away. So the point is that if you do have things like reserve pieces somewhere, like I put it here right now, sorted out, then you have to sort broken things as well. I even had back 30 years ago, when I had in garage boxes of stuff, sometimes some things were broken but repairable, and some were good to use immediately. So I even had them sorted out separately, that which one is good to use as is, and which needs to be tested and repaired, but possible to do, and which weren't possible to repair. These are threw away, of course. So when you stuck away even computer stuff like cables and things, of course, better you mark the boxes where you store them. Some cables are possible to repair. I had back in time, I also had cable making pincers, like we cut the cables, and like Ethernet cables, for example, and some cables weren't working, so I knew that somewhere is an issue, but I could still repair them, not to buy a new one. And the point is what I'm making, that when you store things away, instead of running around and not finding and buying a new one, even the old stuff which is broken, you sort them pieces into different categories and by size, and either plastic or metal separately, depending which kind of things you have. I have not much, just one box and some of them behind here, which could be sorted further, but I have no time to waste right now for it, because I have too few. I can immediately look what's in the box and I see it, but if you have too much somewhere in the garage or home, if you have big home and you're a computer fan, you have many PCs, cables and old hard drives or whatever, then it's always a good idea to sort and mark them, so you later don't guess, oh, is this hard drive working, or did it have some issue. That it takes only a few minutes to make a paper note and clip it to a hard drive instead of dumping them all into one box, and after, when you need some, instead of buying new, you will have to go through them and test them, and that's a hassle, you know. So order is the most important. So it looks like waste of time at the moment, but when you don't want to spend or think about it even, you just want to drop it into the box, but later it will save you a lot of time if you do need something from the box. So you have a note written. I don't need a metal piece, you don't need to write notes, but if you have something like electronic device, memory or something, you better write a note what happened to it, why did you drop it into a box, so later you can figure out, is it still useful for your case or not. Anyway, I planned to make a short video, but it came a bit longer one than I wished. So anyway, I'm back to work now on my online projects, and I'll be very, I don't know, I don't like to say many words, but you know, I'm glad to have your money. That's the easy way to put it. Yeah, almost forgot to mention that on my website there, this is not only selected from internet, interesting stuff, science mostly, sometimes politics, but there are also my books, 4 of them, one on cryptography, some on other topics. So you can support me financially to help me with writing more. I write my own articles as well on the website, so it's not all by others, which is most of the stuff, but there are clear links on the website, on the link read on top. You can there have links to my books, and they're all free. Been free for over 10 years now. This is moving. I stepped on it. Usually I put them on place, but I need to put the rock underneath, not to fall on it after. It's safer. Anyway, I'll take care of it later. No, I better do it now. 1 second. Now it's safe. There was one rock in the middle which made it shaky, so it's not safe to walk up there if it's shaky. Anyway, so there is a lot of information written by myself, also in science. So this is the reason I'm asking some donations, not because of these videos what I'm doing, but if you like these, you can give for creation of some boring videos as well, why not? But mostly I always ask donations for my intellectual work, not for so much about the videos.